Hello, this is Spidey1958, and welcome to a new short Let's Play of Solasta Crown Magister Demo. This came out fairly recently. One of the many RPGs that are based on D&D that I'm tracking. It's like 6 of them now, I think I'm tracking. And as I can, and I'm allowed to, most of these aren't out yet, but I will start doing videos on them. In cases of demos like this, I will play through the entire demo in a few episodes. So let's go ahead and get started here. There's a character creator, but you can't use the characters from it in the demo. So I will probably do a separate either live stream or video where I build a party of 4, because this has, unlike a lot of RPGs, this only has a party of 4, so the default one for the demo here is basically a cleric, fighter, rogue, and wizard, your standard 4-people base. So let's go ahead and start the game. And like I said, this is one of several different RPGAs that are sort of Baldur's Gate D&D based that I've been tracking. A lot of them have real-time, and a lot of them have turn-based. So and some have both. This one is turn-based, which I've actually grown to prefer over real-time if I want to play a caster particularly. I have problems playing casters on real-time, unless it's really varies dramatically from the base rules. So, but let's go ahead, and hopefully this will load here in a second, and we'll be off and going. Oh, helps if I hit the start any key, doesn't it?
So these are the ruins of Telema?
Just as the chronicles describe them. Imagine the wonders that await us inside. Don't forget, we're here to help the scavengers.
And get rich, right? Help the scavengers and get rich.
You're all hard, aren't you?
That must be their camp over there. Come on, let's go.
And you see over here on the left, you have your little quests. And I'm playing with the tutorials on. I'll leave them on here for a few seconds, so if you want to pause and read what the tutorial says, but I'm not going to read them out loud. So, and it's pretty much click on the ground, move there style. So I'm playing in free camera mode, which means the screen doesn't follow the characters, but I can wander all over.
Who goes there?
Friends!
Ronald sent us.
Where is he?
Resting. He was in pretty bad shape. But he'll be okay. He said you need help.
We did. If only you'd come sooner.
Oh, let's see. So we have the snarky thief, the compassionate cleric, and the Matafactory fighter. Apparently our little magic user doesn't want to chip in. Let's go with our matter-of-factory fighter.
We came as soon as we could. What happened?
We know. And thanks. Deck here is upset. That's all.
I can speak for myself, thank you.
He thinks we should have left with Runnel.
Instead of waiting here for the orcs to kill us? Absolutely. I think we should have left.
We can't leave Hector in there.
He's dead, Lena. Dead. It's too late.
You don't know that.
Let's continue with our fighter.
Calm down now. This won't help.
All right. What did Runnel tell you?
Just that his team needed help. Nothing else.
We were scavenging in the ruins, and
Orcs. There's a whole tribe in there.
it was just a raiding party. We fought them off, but they killed some of our people and dragged Hector off.
And we've just been waiting here for them to come and finish the job.
They haven't done that yet, though.
Well, you're right about your friend. He must be dead by now.
We don't know that. There's always hope.
Hope? Those orcs had him for dinner the first night.
I don't know. They took him alive after all.
So they wanted to keep him fresh. Orcs are orcs.
Ignore them. So, we just need to go in and find Hector.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Why is he so angry?
He and Hector don't exactly get along. But he's one of our crew, and I won't leave anyone behind.
We gave our word to your leaders. We will get Hector back.
Thanks. Do you need food?
You think we'll be away for that long?
You can never be too careful. That's the law of the Badlands. We can spare some if you need it. We have more than we need for just the two of us.
Are you serious? You're giving away our food?
They're risking their lives for us, Deck.
For Hector. We can starve, apparently.
So here we see 65% chance if we intimidate, 60% chance if we persuade, and 60% chance if we decept. Let's go ahead and intimidate.
The rescuers get the food. Get it?
I don't believe it. That's on you, Lena.
Don't worry. That's just the way he is.
Thanks, Lena.
We should get moving and find your friend.
Thanks, and good luck.
Okay, let's take a pause here and show you the basic characters. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So, this is the equipment screen. You can see over here your stats. Pretty much this is based on, I believe, it's open gaming license D&D. I think this is actually 5 rather than 3.5. And that, but you can see there's their stats. Armor class, move, hit dice, 3 10-sided hit points, proficiency plus, plus to hit, damage. Down here you have their personality traits. That's what determines the responses. So even though you create your own character, it will be able to use these personality traits down here to determine what responses your character can make and how people see them and stuff like that and relate to them. So, novel idea, and it looks, hopefully it will work really well in the full game. It seems to work okay here in the basic game. So, in the demo, you have 3 slots. You have your primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and then the light source basically uses your primary left-hand weapon and replaces whatever's in your right hand with a torch, which is useful. Wearing full plate, crossbow bolts, backpack, which basically increases their carrying capacity multiplier by 1.2. Here's their carrying capacity. Their max carrying capacity, I believe, is like 5 times their strength or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I think it tells us in a tooltip here. So here we have a fighter. If we go here, we can see that their race is human. They get move, ability score increase, and languages are determined by race. They're a fighter with the subclass of mountaineer, or subtype. So they got saving throw, fighter armor, fighter weapons, fighter skills, fighter style, second wind, action, and they have the martial archetype of mountaineer. They also come from a cell sword, which is gave them soldiering, which gives them proficient in athletics and intimidation, and armored, proficient with medium armor, which they already had because they're a fighter. And that's the archetype that they chose. They also have down here shield swipe, which gives them advantage, and then tunnel fighter, they gain +2 armor class when they have a wall on one of their 4 sides. So having them against a wall basically increases the armor class quite a bit for this particular one. Then they have their proficiencies, their stats here, saving throw. So their athletics is +6, acrobats, sleight of hand, stealth under skills. Over here we've got their arcana, history. So you can see it's got a lot of the normal skills. They're good at intimidation. It's a class skill. Most of these others aren't class skills. Strength and constitution are primaries for fighters. Hence it shows you that, just like athletics is. And this would give you their pluses on saving throws, which adds their levels. And there's their skills, weapons and armor, and languages. And then there's crafting. There actually is a robust crafting system in the game. You get to see an example of it later on in the demo, but we'll go into that later. So here we have our rogue, Sylvan Elf, Dark Vision. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't noticed that being the character using it in the dungeon, but I could be wrong. It probably negates their minus. For if you're fighting in darkness, there is a minus to your hit. You're fighting at a disadvantage. And basically the standard rogue. This one's a Dark Weaver, which makes them proficient with the Poisoner's Kit. They can climb on the wall, no longer causes. Oh, I didn't realize they could climb on the wall. I didn't try that. And if they have height advantage, they get a proficiency bonus to the damage. They background is spy, so they got proficient in stealth and deception, and they're proficient with the Poisoner's Kit and nature. Interesting that rough diplomacy gives you that. Here we can see the pluses to saving throws. You can tell the ones they're proficient in because that little symbol, so they're proficient with any saving throws based on dex or intelligence, which is why they're higher than their stat is. You can see they're proficient here with athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, and doubly proficient with, I'm not sure why they're in here twice. Oh, double proficient. I was right. They're proficient in nature, perception, survival, and deception. Their +2 Poisoner's Kit, and then Thieves' Tools give them a +4 here. Weapons they're proficient with, languages they know. Next one is our little dwarf friend here. They're a snow dwarf, which basically gives them a +2 to con saving throws. And they're a cleric, a battle cleric, so they get battle domain spells, which at level 1 gave them Magic Missile and Shield of Faith, and level 3 gave them Scorching Ray. They get their battle clerics are proficient in martial weapons. They can gain 3 temporary hit points per cleric level. And on a successful attack, they can spend a Channel Divinity to gain 1d6 to damage and stun their opponent. Increases by 1d6 every 3 levels above 2nd. So at 5th level, they would get another d6. They're an aristocrat, which gives them higher education. So they're proficient in history, persuasion, and intimidation. And all of these things here determine these down here. So it's not just you choose these. You get to choose from a list depending on your background and your class and all that. So all of those are important to note, that your background determines your personality as well, and your personality is determined by these down here. So like she's tendency to enforce rules, tendency to follow rules, formal, and altruistic. And you can see the score here. I don't know what the numbers mean, but like these two are much more, this is more effect. Okay, I bet this is a percentage breakdown, because if we add these up, 36, 59, 77, oh, it doesn't add up to that, 80, 93. But anyway, 3 hit dice, all that. Last is our wizard, Marsh Halfling. They get the, plus common halfling, dark vision. I didn't know halflings had dark vision. maybe it's just marsh halflings. They're a wizard. They're a shark. I can't say it. Shock. Arnicist. Once per day, when they finish a short rest, they can expend spell slots up to 5. Can choose expended spell slots up to 5th to recover up to a total of half your wizard level. So at 3rd level, they can get 3 spell slots back once per day on a short rest. So that's useful. And when casting spells on the war list, they cast 1 level above their normal level. So Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Thunder Wave, Shocking Ray, all of those count as 1 level higher. Their background was a philosopher, so that gave them proficient in medicine and persuasion, and proficient with the herbalism kit. So if we go here to proficiencies, we see their saving throw again. We see that they're proficient and get a bonus on intelligence and wisdom, which is the only reason they have any plus on wisdom saves. They're not proficient in any of these, so you can see that there. They're proficient in arcana, history, investigation, and medicine and persuasion. Here you can see tools. Whatever this is, it's not available in the demo. They can use herbalism kits and scroll kits. They will find a scroll kit later, and we actually will start the process of making a scroll. So, and if we go over here, we can see the wizard spells. They have the 3 cantrips. They got 4 slots here, so they can throw these spells 4 times a day. So apparently these spells aren't available to them. I'm not sure why. Maybe they don't know them. And then we have Hold Person and Scorching Ray. So let us go ahead and get going here. And here's the stuff about their inventory. 5 times their strength before becoming encumbered. Okay, before they become encumbered. Okay, now I understand. So we can go over here. And we find some arrows, torches, short sword, some money, and acid. Now what we probably want to do, let's go ahead and give this short sword over to our our magic user, sorry. I'm going to show you something here. They'll tell, let's wait till they tell us about it. Then I'll explain it. The camera has 2 or 3 modes. Right now we're using the free mode, which means basically I can move the camera wherever I want and rotate around and stuff like that. You can also put it on a mode that follows the characters. I find that very difficult to navigate with in this. You'll see here in a minute, but this dungeon is very, very 3-dimensional. I mean, to a ridiculous level. Okay. And here you can see the stuff about the moving the camera. You notice down here we have a thing that shows us where the next quest is, and then we have a arrow showing stuff around. We can also use these to rotate our view. I prefer using the keys, but that's another valid way. So we see a trap here. So if we click on it, our rogue's going to go and try to disarm it. which he actually had almost no chance of doing. He would have had to roll a natural 20 because he's only +9 and it was a DC 30. So, but that's all right. We want to do something else here. So let's go ahead and have our rogue cautiously explore. When you move in this mode, you move with stealth, but you also search around for things. This is sort of like your search mode. And you can jump chasms like that. Once in a great while, you may critically fail, in which case you'd take some damage, but normally it's not an issue. So here we see a secret door. We leap over here. So let's bring the whole rest of the party over. When you click on it, it takes you back to where they are. If you click on a character or where the bulk of the party is, if not. And they tend to grunt when they jump. Okay. So let's go check out this. So here it's telling you about identifying items and ritual casting. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and loot all. We're going to give this item and this item. In the demo, anything that says magnificent is probably magical. You can see it has a +1 attack and damage bonus, even though you don't know that it's technically magical. Which is probably just a thing in the demo. So now if we go ahead and select our little wizard here, we can do what's called ritual magic. And first thing we're going to do is detect magic. That will take 10 minutes. You can throw any spell you know in ritual mode. Takes 10 minutes. Most of them aren't very useful. Taking 10 minutes to throw a magic missile, not particularly useful. But if we go to their inventory now, we will see everything that's magic has this sort of glowy around it. That's her spell book, by the way, which you actually carry, and that's the herbalism kit we talked about. So the short sword isn't magical, so we're going to go ahead and just give it to the thief. In fact, can we? I will probably change the party order here in a minute. So let's go ahead and go back. And we will throw another ritual here. And we will throw Identify. We will now see that this is indeed a +1 morning star. So if we go and give it to our cleric friend here, she can replace her boring little mace that does 1d6 with the nice 1d8 +1 morning star. So nice upgrade for her. So let us head back out. Whoops, we need to change our order here. I think we want the cleric up front there. So now you can drop down the places. So say I want to go here. I can jump down, but I can't jump back up. But let's go ahead and rotate the screen here. We can interact with this object here, which you can tell because our cursor over it. So if we click on it, then we can basically walk across there. And cutscene. Whenever there's a cutscene, it will pull the whole party.
That's interesting.
You don't say. Look at that.
I'd be careful if I were you. It looks too good to be true.
That's right. You can't be too careful. That's the law of the Badlands.
So there's a trap here. Now I could try to disarm the trap, but these traps are a lot harder than my thief is. Probably will set it off. So what we can do instead, since we know the trap's there, is we just avoid it. And we find here a magnificent sword, potion of healing, a letter, and an angry violet. This is an ingredient for crafting. This is just, there are items you can find or things you can encounter which you can use to gain faction with certain groups. They're usually like historical documents or stuff like that. This is one of those. So if we right click on it, we can read this. And we can basically see that somebody did something bad and they were basically punished for it. Probably has nothing to do with any plot, but it would be something that some factions, like probably a faction that was associated with the Iron Legion, would like it, or some historical type in that. So, and you have a potion slot. So if we give this to our fighter here, pink, it automatically went into his potion slot. So you have, basically a potion slot, your boots, 2 rings, a belt, glove, bracers, necklace, helmet, backpack, ammo, armor, and your 3 primary slots. So let's go ahead while we're here and make sure each of our people have a... She doesn't need one, so we won't do that. In fact, let's go ahead and have her, if we click here, it'll throw a light on her item in her hand. So now she has a light source. So the next thing we want to do is head down here. So let's go ahead and have him scout the route to here. See if there's anything along the way we want. And we will click on here.
Can we open it?
I don't see how.
Must be magically sealed. Do you think a magic seal from Imperial times would still work?
In the Badlands, anything's possible.
Do you have a spell to open it?
No.
Let's not waste time then. Move out.
Now I think part of the reason they have that personality stuff is you build all 4 characters that are going to be in your party. And that way you can still sort of have conversations somewhat reminiscent of pre-built NPCs while still letting you have complete control over the members of your party. So let's go ahead and turn off his caution mode, go back to full, and go up here. Oops, go up here. I'm trying to go up there. What am I missing? Okay, let's try going up here. That they'll do.
Yeah.
And you can see the stuff get lit up. The lighting in here is quite spectacular, but it sort of has to be because of the way they do stuff. Why did that disappear? There we go. And here's another example here of you don't even get an item, but finding this probably helps you with the faction. So I don't know how many factions.
Try
and
not
what
to
all is
stare.
involved.
You're making that statue uncomfortable.
But it's... Can you read this?
Never had the benefit of an imperial education.
That's Emperor Gilding III.
How do you know?
It's written here. For those who can read it.
Well, that's nice for you, I'm sure.
His was a very ancient dynasty. Look at his date of birth. And location. Wait, I gotta copy this. The tower will find this interesting.
Are you done?
So I assume the tower is one of the factions. So I think at this point we will call it a first episode. I'm hoping you guys enjoy me explaining stuff as it goes along rather than just running off and that. Let me know in the comments if you like this format or not. So as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give me a like or a comment. And if you disliked the episode, leaving me a dislike's fine, but please leave a comment saying why you disliked it. As always, this is Spidey 1958, and have fun gaming.